now welcome to the portion of the show where our resident panel of experts debate and analyze the important issues of the day. We call this segment the Eileen McLaughlin Group. I'd like to introduce our resident experts, Dr. Gabrielle Watling, Dr. Chris Tripler,
hello,
and Michelle Mustone. Dr. Michelle?
I have a JD,
JD.
but I do not need to be called doctor.
Okay, we'll just call you Blondie, okay?
Thank you.
Good. So, big issue number one this week. Ralph Nader has declared his intention to run for president.
That bastard.
Again. Ralph Nader has declared his intention to run for president. Spoiler or spoiled? Chris.
who is Ralph Nader?
Gabrielle.
Mongrel.
Mongol.
American savior. We need dissent. We need people to talk about issues that the primary candidates don't want to talk about.
Such as?
Drug companies, health insurance, and not health insurance on the Democratic ticket, the real problems of health insurance. How big oil affects the economy. The current candidates are not willing to take on any kind of corporate America, and Ralph Nader is the only one talking about issues that would affect corporate America.
So he takes on the issues, and what does he do for us down ticket? He won't be able to get the support of all the major institutional aspects to help him push along this agenda. He's just a talking piece.
He's doing it for his ego, as far as I'm concerned. He got his point across in the last time he ran for president, and look where that got us.
George
Okay.
Bush.
I think we've effectively problematized this issue. Let's move on. Issue number two, the surge in Iraq. Should we stay for 100 years or should we surrender? Michelle.
If any of you have seen the movie Lawrence of Arabia, at that conference where the tribes all come together, they were experiencing all the same issues in that movie in that day, based on a real story, that they are experiencing now. So I do not see that America or any of the bigger powers can help in any significant way to solve problems that have been there before we were there and will continue to be there after we were
What a shame that Laurence Olivier is not a natural born citizen. Gabrielle.
It was Peter O'Toole.
Whatever. He wasn't American either.
I think we should cut and run. Cut and run.
Run where? To Iran.
Syria.
Right across the
Cut
border.
Iran.
Precisely. What was the whole intent of the surge? It was
What was the whole intent of the
to
surge?
suppress the
What was the
insurgents.
reason?
to stop Americans from being killed.
Right. It
So
hasn't
they
been
just-
successful.
They
So we
moved somewhere
provided
else.
more Americans to be killed. It seems to me as if this is going nowhere fast, as if this is a constant piling up of resources and bodies.
Oh, but I disagree. Since the surge is going nowhere faster.
Well, the surge allowed us to pile and stack faster than we have been. There really isn't much point in continuing.
Are you
But
suggesting we
I
do
think
this?
the problem is the withdrawal. How exactly do we withdraw? Because even the kindest hearts in America will agree that simply pulling out will leave a lot of devastation and difficulty.
I don't know.
Time to imagine more devastation.
Yeah, the subtext of the entire occupation of the country of Iraq is to secure a nice pipeline of oil for at least the next 50 years. And I think in that respect, we've done that very well. And, so maintaining a presence in Iraq.
We should leave Ralph Nader there then too,
Yeah, oil interests.
to protect the now nationalised oil interest.
I think it's ridiculous to think that when they say the surge is worked by body counts, what's to prevent people that have been pushed out and it's protected for when we leave or something else from them coming back in? They're not gone.
But the secondary
Displaced.
effect is to create a stability platform or a catalyst for the country to come together and actually meet the demands of the democracy that were set forth in the invasion to begin with. So perhaps staying there longer might be the way to resolve the issue.
We could do it like Vietnam, just say we want and leave.
Helicopters out.
Do we still have a roof on the embassy?
Can we get up there?
Oh, no. Okay.
The American government can't solve our own problems. How are we going to solve their problems?
That's true. So true.
Okay, I don't have a clever rejoinder to wind this one up.
Okay, the end.
And I don't have an issue number three. So issue number three, your choice. What do each of you feel is the most important and pressing issue of this political season?
Kyoto Protocol. environment, number one for me.
You stole my answer.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling, we can agree.
All right then. The Kyoto
We can agree to agree. Kyoto Protocol. Michelle?
To me, education is important because I think if you're going to help anyone, society, you need to reach the children. And if we're not putting money to schools or education in some form, I'm not advocating charter schools or public schools or any kind of particular form, but we need to address the needs of the young people in our society in order to have a society when they grow up.
You really want a society of educated, critically thinking adults?
Yes.
Now look what you've
Careful
done.
what you wish for. The system is doing right.
Canada,
That's a secret.
my-
Canada, we get Canada.
all I've got to say to you, Canada.
It'll be nice when they finish it. Thanks very much for joining us for this portion of the show.
What's that? It's Robert Byrd. It's Valerie Plame. It's...
Greetings, citizen. It is I, Superdelegate.
Who?
Superdelegate. I'm faster than a speeding soundbite, more powerful than a local caucus, and can leap over the delegate count in a single bound.
But aren't you a Democrat?
Yes! Huzzah, Thomas Jefferson! We the people consent to the governed.
But the Democrats are for the voice of the people, right?
Right! Common sense, Thomas Paine, Old Hickory, FDR, LBJ, voice of the voiceless, defender of the defenseless masses, hope for the madding, donut-eating, reality show-watching hoi polloi.
But you were created to make sure the party bosses keep control of the party, not for the people.
What's your point?
Look, Hillary and Obama are traveling the country trying to get primary voters to support them. But even if one of them sweeps the other and arrives at the convention with the most delegates, you can overrule them and give it to the loser.
Huzzah! Back the loser. That's the Democratic tradition. Adlai Stevenson, Hubert Humphrey, John Kerry,
George McGovern.
McGovern. That bum, he couldn't McGovern a McDonald's, much less a McGovernment.
But at least he made sure the people had a real voice in choosing their leaders.
And he lost to Nixon. As a great Democrat once said, most people are too stupid to know what's good for them, and sometimes they have to be dragged, kicking and screaming to their own best interest.
That was Vladimir Lenin.
Okay, but he had a point, and he won. Democracy is too precious to be left to the people. Most people don't even know what the issues are. They vote for who has the best hair, or who they'd rather have a beer with. More people vote for American Idol than the president, and even when they vote for the president, they still think they're voting for American Idol. As another great Democrat once said, it's a great system, except for all the goddamn people.
That was Nixon.
Whatever.
Spoken like a true Democrat.
Careful what you wish for, you idealistic young pup.
Here, superdelegate.
What?
Come to Mama.
Oh, yes, Mama. I like your hair. Tune in again next time for the further adventures of Puppet Regime.
Buy my book. Buy my book.